Namo Namaha Bhavtam Sarvesham Hardam Swagatam. Welcome back to my channel Sanskrit Sopanam. I hope you are doing great. I'm also good. And the temperatures are now starting to rise up. So there is so much intense heat and that is increasing outside. So please take care of yourself, of your health. Don't fluctuate your temperature too much. So if you are sitting in your room and the air condition is on, or if you are driving in your car and the air condition is on, so when you are about to reach the destination, just turn off the AC 5 to 10 minutes before. And same thing applies at your home also. The idea is don't directly step out from a cold place to that intense heat outside. That fluctuation can make you sick, so please be very aware of that. Also, find out about the food or all the food items that have a cooling effect in your body and try to include more of those in your entire food for the day. But anyways, coming back to our series Learning Sanskrit through Gita, today we are decoding the 40th shloka of the chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita, and a fairly easy shloka, a very simple shloka, easy to understand. This shloka, though, I think for the first time, it introduces us to the concept of Sati Saptami Prayoga. So there is this concept, Sati Saptami Prayog. I think for the first time, we are going to take a look at what it is. And otherwise, a fairly easy, straightforward shloka. So we are not going to take much time. Let us directly dive in today's video. So this is the shloka that we are going to decode today. Let me go through the shloka once. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharmaha sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam kritsna madharmo bhi bhavatyuta. So this is the shloka, and if I move forward, this is the Sandhi Vichhed version of the shloka. Okay, this combination word has Sandhi. So Krishnam Dharmo bhi bhavatyuta. This combination word, if you do the Sandhi Vichhed, it opens as Krishnam Adharmaha Abhibhavati Uta. So what all sandhis are happening between these words? The entire detail is in the PDF file. You can download the PDF file from the link in the description box. Besides from the sandhi rules, it also has all the word by word decoding of the shloka. So if I miss out anything in the video, you will definitely find it in the PDF file. But anyways, now let us start decoding the shloka. And actually what we have seen in the previous shlokas also, what Arjuna says in these dialogues, there is a pattern that in the first line, he is stating some reason he is giving to Sri Krishna. And in that second line, he follows up to that reason by giving some other example. That same thing is happening here also. And that is why we decode the first line first and then we take the second line also. And that is what we are going to do in this shloka also. So starting with the first line, this word, pranashyanti. This pranashyanti is coming from here. Kulakshaye pranashyanti. So pranashyanti simply means perish away, or you can also think of it as disappear completely. So this particular verb form, dhatu roop, is coming from the dhatu nash dhatu. And nash dhatu again simply means this only, to perish, to be completely destroyed, to disappear, in all those sense, to perish. In Hindi we have this word, no, nashta. So nashta, that word obviously is coming from this dhatu only. And this dhatu, nash dhatu, in third person, plural, that is bahuvachan, and lat lakar, that is present tense, changes into nashyanti. So same kind of forms, right? Patati patataha pathanti. Same thing. Nashyati nashyataha nashyanti. So that is the case here. This pra, the word you see here, it has a upsarg, pra, right? So pra, when it combines as pranashyanti. But you see this na here, that instead of a na, you rather have a na. This one. Okay. So actually this, you will notice this in a lot of Sanskrit words. So we have this word balak, right? And we have seen that in third case, the tritiya vibhakti, this balak changes into balakena. Okay. But you have a similar kind of word Rama. But Rama, in third case, it changes into Ramena. This. So you see a similar kind of thing is happening here, that in place of na, you rather have a na. So this happens when you have a ra somewhere in the word. If you have an instance of this ra somewhere in the word, so this na, the na letter usually is replaced with na, this letter. Okay, and that is what is happening here. Why? Because pra, that is the upsarga, right? And this pra letter, this is combined, this is made from pa and ra. So since this entire word has an instance of ra, that is why the na is being replaced by this na. Okay, and only the na that is complete. You have a na here also. But since that is in combination with some other consonant, So we are not going to change that. We are only going to change this na here. So when we are combining with this pra upsarga, it is not pranashyanti, rather it is this pranashyanti. This na is coming here. Okay, so you will notice this changes in a lot of words. It has one or two conditions more, that why this na is changed into this na. But we will decode those conditions also when we will encounter them somewhere, sometimes in the future. For now, it is this much is enough, that whenever you have an instance of a ra somewhere, so that ra causes the na to be replaced with na. That is why pranashyanti. That is what is happening here. And the meaning is perish away. Okay, so what is that? That perish away. And that is we are going to find out now. Kaha, what all? What all perish away? And the response is kul dharmaha pranashyanti. So you have dharmaha, that is plural. That is why we were using the bahuvachan, plural form of verb also, pranashyanti. And kul dharma. So kul, we have seen this word before also. Kul simply refers to the family lineage. The family lineage, the race, the family, basically. So, and dharma, this is traditions. So, dharma, don't confuse this word dharma as religion. It is not religion. We are not talking about the different religions, the Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, all this. No. So, dharma essentially means all those principles through which you lead a righteous life. You lead a dharmic life. So, all these principles, they include a lot of things. The normal daily rituals of your day-to-day life, the religious ceremonies also, the spiritual activities also, all sorts of things. So all this comes under this single umbrella, dharma. So dharma, religion, no, that is just one very narrow meaning of this word. Dharma essentially means all the principles, all the set of traditions, the values, the ceremonies that help a person lead a righteous life, a moral life, a ethical life. So kul dharma pranashyanti, that the family traditions, they perish away, they disappear. This particular word you can already see, no, this is a samas, a combination word. What it actually means is dharma means we saw that all the traditions, right? And all the traditions of what? So all the traditions of a family. So basically I mean is kulasya dharma. Kulasya means of family. So the dharma, the traditions of family. So kulasya dharma iti kul dharma. So this is how we are creating this samas, this combination word, right? And the Arjuna is further describing these family traditions. That is why I've written Kidrisha, that Arjuna is describing these family traditions as Sanatanaha. So the Pratipadik here is, of course, Sanatan. And Sanatan means something that is eternal, something that is of a time immemorial. So our elders, they used to say this dialogue in a lot of things. कि ये तो चला आ रहा है बहुत पहले से. This is happening from a long time. So all those family traditions, all those moral code of principles, those values that are passed from generation to generation. So that tradition, that is why Arjuna is calling these family traditions as Sanatanaha. Okay, but now the question is, Kasmin Paristhito. So Kasmin is in what? Kasmin is in what? And Paristhito. So this is obviously coming from the word Paristhiti. And Paristhiti simply means circumstance. Okay, that Arjuna is saying that all these eternal family traditions, they will perish away, they will disappear. But now I want to know that in what condition, in what circumstance this is going to happen. And that is kulakshaye. Kulakshaye, this exact word we have seen in the previous shloka. Kulakshaye again is a samas. And it is made of kul plus kshaya. And this word kshaya, this means destruction. We have seen this in the previous shloka also. This means destruction. Destruction, complete annihilation, destruction. And kul, we have seen already, family. Family lineage, race, that sort. So in what circumstance the family traditions are going to perish away? In the destruction of family lineage, upon the destruction of family lineage. If you destroy a family, if you destroy that race, all the traditions that belong to that race, they will disappear, they will vanish away. So that is what he is trying to say. Again, destruction of a family. So the samas, this samas should open as kulasya kshaya. Kulasya kshaya. That is destruction of the family. But since we are combining these two words in a samas, we will combine them in their base form. So kul plus kshaya, this becomes kulakshay. And then I want to say in the destruction of family lineage. That is why I am putting the seventh case, the saptami vibhakti in this combination word kulakshaya. That is how we are getting this word kulakshaye. Okay, so I hope this word is clear. Actually, this use itself hints at the use of this Sati Saptami Prayog that I told in the starting of the video, Sati Saptami Prayog. But we have a better example in the shloka. So when we encounter this, we will touch upon this topic, Sati Saptami. As of now, this is the first line. Kulakshaye, upon the destruction of family lineage, or in the circumstance, in the event of the destruction of family, all the Sanatana Kul Dharma, all the age-long family traditions, pranashanti, they disappear, they perish away. That is what Arjuna is saying here. And let us move on. And now we are beginning to decode the second line of the shloka, that is like a follow-up to what Arjuna said in the first line. And we are starting with this word abhibhavati. So we have already seen this word before, bhavati. Bhavati is a very common word. Suryodaha bhavati, happens. So bhavati, this comes from the dhatu bhu. And bhu dhatu means to be or to happen in that way, to be, to become. And this particular dhatu, bhu dhatu, in third person, singular, ekvachan, and again lat lakar, that is vartaman kal, present tense, this changes into bhavati. We have seen this verb form before also. Here we are combining this prefix, this upsarga, abhi bhavati. And this prefix slightly modifies the meaning in the sense overcomes. So bhavati means happens, becomes, and when you attach this upsarg abhi, the entire word abhibhavati, it means it overcomes. Okay, something overcomes. That is the meaning here. Abhibhavati, overcomes. And what overcomes? That will be obviously the next question, that what overcomes? And the response is adharmaha abhibhavati. Adharma. So adharma is again just a negative, the opposite of dharma. Adharma. And this means unrighteousness in a larger sense, because what dharma signifies? Dharma signifies all the principles that makes you lead a righteousness life. So everything that is righteousness is dharma. So what is adharma? Everything that is unrighteousness, that is immoral, that is adharma. So now the question is what? That this adharma, this will overcome, this will overpower what? And the response is adharmaha kulam abhibhavati. See, kulam, same thing. That's this adharma, this unrighteousness, this immorality will take hold of this entire family. And now you try to see this in regards of what he said in the first line, Arjuna. Arjuna said that upon the destruction of a family lineage, of a family, of a race, all the traditions, all the dharmic traditions, they disappear, they get lost. Because all these traditions obviously pass from generation to generation. If you annihilate an entire family lineage, of course, all those traditions are also going to get lost. The meaning, the significance of them is going to get lost. So what will remain is adharmaha. And then that adharmaha, that unrighteousness, it will take hold, it will control, it will overpower this kulam, the family. Okay. And further he continues, Kidrisham, what like? So yes, Arjuna here is describing this family also with this adjective kritsnam. Kritsnam simply means entire family. This is the adjective here. This is the pratipadik, kritsna. And this pratipadik means entire. It is used to signify the entirety of that thing. So he wants to say that this adharma will overcome the entire family, the entirety of that family, that race, that lineage. That is why he is using this adjective. And adjective of course is going to take the same word case, vibhakti, everything of its noun. Since kulam, the noun here is obviously in second case, because this is the karma, right? Adharma will overcome what? Overcome this family. So since this is in second case, so this kritsna will also change into second case and become kritsnam. That is what is happening here. And even though he has mentioned the circumstance, the condition in the first line, again he is repeating the circumstance, the condition in here in the second line also. That is why I am writing the same question. Kasmin paristito, that in what circumstance? And dharme nashte. And this dharme nashte, this is an example of the sati saptami prayog. There is something in Sanskrit, that is sati saptami prayog. That is what is happening here. Dharme nashte. This dharme nashte translates as upon the destruction of dharma. Let us understand this Sati Saptami Prayog. So Sati Saptami, this concept is used, this Prayoga is used when in a sentence you have some action happening that is the result, that is the consequence of some other action that happened before. So something happened before, due to the consequence of that something, now this further action is happening. So to denote that pre-event, the event that happened before, to denote that is why the question arises, in what circumstance, under what circumstance, that in what event or under what circumstance does this lead to this. So that pre-event, to denote that pre-event that will cause a further chain of action, we use Sati Saptami Prayoga. And that is what Arjuna, that is what is happening here also. So you see the individual words, dharma and nashta. So dharma here means dharma. Okay, all that set of principles. Nashta, this is obviously a verb-based adjective, nashta. It is coming from the same dhatu that is used in the first line, nash. We have seen this, no? Pranashyanti. So the same dhatu nash, this same dhatu is being modified using ta suffix. And ta suffix, why we use ta suffix? When we want to denote that something that happened in the past participle form. So when we modify this dhatu using this ta suffix, the pratipadik, the base word is this nasht. And this nasht is going to describe anything that is destroyed. That is how this ta suffix work. So anything that is destroyed can be described with this verb based adjective. This is an adjective because this is describing some noun. Why verb based? Because this is coming from a verb. A verb is being modified by a suffix. So nast is going to describe anything that is destroyed. So dharma nashta simply means a dharma that is destroyed. This is what is the meaning here. And since I want to convey this event as a precursor of this abhibhavati, adharma abhibhavati, that upon this event, adharma will abhibhavati, adharma will overcome, so and so. So since this here is a precursor, this here is the pre-event, or this here is the cause of the action of some further action, to denote this, we are simply going to change both the words, this dharma and nashta, into their seventh case. That is why Sati Saptami. By Saptami, they simply means this seventh. So we are simply going to change both these words into their seventh form. So dharma will become dharme, nasht will become nashte. And dharme nashte, now this becomes an event that upon the destruction of dharma, or in the event of the destruction of dharma, adharma will abhibhavati, adharma will overcome. That is what is happening here. And that is how we use the Sati Saptami. That is why we use the Sati Saptami, to denote the pre-event or to denote the cause of some further action. The cause that will cause a chain reaction of further actions. And this Sati Saptami actually is very commonly used. Is very commonly used in all Sanskrit literature. So whenever you see any two adjacent words that are both in this seventh case, okay, so you can pretty much guess that okay, Sati Saptami is being applied here, and that means these words here denote an event that is going to cause some another action that is going to have some consequences. That is what is happening here. So this is how you can identify the use of Sati Saptami. Okay, and then it just becomes a matter of identifying both the words. Dharma means dharma, nasht means something that is destroyed. So now you know that okay, the event is upon the destruction of dharma. That is the event. Okay, and if you open the translation also, so let us check with the Anvay. Kulakshaye sanatanaha kul dharmaha pranashyanti. Kulakshaye, that is upon the destruction of family. Kulakshaye, in the event of the destruction of family. Sanatanaha kul dharmaha, the age-long family traditions, pranashyanti, they perish away. Okay. Then he further continues that dharme nashte, Sati Saptami Prayog, that upon the nasht, destruction of dharma, righteous traditions, that is dharma. Okay. Upon the destruction of righteous traditions, dharma of a family, what will happen? Adharma, you see this word uta. So in the actual shloka here, you have this word uta. So ut essentially just means indeed. It is just a helping word, indeed. So adharma indeed abhibhavati, overcomes overcomes what? It overcomes Kritsranam Kulam. Kritsranam Kulam means the entire family, the entire race. That is what Arjuna is trying to convey here. So yeah, that was it. That was the entire decoding of the shloka. That was how we use the Sati Saptami. That was the Sati Saptami Prayog. A pretty easy, pretty simple concept to understand. And why we use it, how we use it, we have seen it through the example. We are again going to encounter this Sati Saptami in the next shloka also. So again, we will repeat the same thing so that this understanding reinforces in your mind. Other than that, as you see, a pretty straightforward shloka. Everything again is given in the PDF file. If I miss out anything in the video, you can always refer to the PDF file, and you should actually refer to the PDF file for your own understanding. But anyways, I'll meet you in the next video, in the next shloka. Until then, stay awesome, stay happy, keep yourself protected from the intense heat outside. Stay healthy, stay awesome. Vayam punha milamaha. Dhanyavad.